A new wave of pre-built decks are coming out on July 30th. That means new animated alternate art legendaries. That's pretty exciting. So I'm going to be reviewing all of the new decks and my personal opinion on the new alternate arts. In my opinion, there's two reasons to buy these pre-built decks. One, if you're a new or a casual player looking just to spend a little bit of money, if you don't have much time to invest in the game, and you just want to get some cards to play casually. For maybe intermediate players or free-to-play players, this is not something you want to look at because you can grind your rupees and just craft the cards you need a little bit easier than just buying these decks. Since there's probably going to be a bunch of cards you're not going to be using if you're an intermediate player. Also, if you're looking for the alternate arts, obviously. The alternate arts, this is the only way you can get these alternate arts, is through these pre-built decks. First deck I'll be reviewing is the Forest deck, Thorned Anomaly. So I'm going to be skipping over the bronze cards just to save time. Nothing really to say about the bronze cards, they're all pretty playable. So if you're a casual or new player, don't worry about the bronze cards. They all have their use and you can just play with them. There's no downside to these bronze cards. So I'm going to be going over the silvers. First I'm going to be mentioning the most played silvers, then the playable silvers, and then the silvers you don't want to be using. You get 2 copies of Crystallia Lily. This card's seen play. She's seen play as a counter to Dragon, and just large followers that you can't deal with normally as Forest. And Forest, main way of removing things is through damage. And there's a few large followers you can't remove with just damage. She's a flexible card, being able to play her on turn 2 as a 2-drop, or use her later in the game to remove a big ward out of the way so you can kill your opponent with roaches. Generally a very good and flexible card. You used to see her in a lot of Forest decks. Next up we have 2 copies of Fortune Hunter Fina. Fortune Hunter Fina sees play in Forest a lot, mainly because her ability allows you to search out a 2-drop or lower with Goblin Mage, and makes it more consistent to draw your roaches, which is usually Forest's main win condition. Mentionable silvers are 3 copies of Vist, Elf Butler. His card doesn't see a lot of play, but I think it's pretty playable. His ward helps you stall out, so you can assemble your combo and win condition for late game. And we have 2 copies of Pegasus Elf. Like Crystalla Lily, she helps remove large followers you can't normally deal with as Forest. Her main downside is that she requires an evolve to remove something. Deck also comes with 2 Man-Eating Mangroves, which only see play in niche strategies like PTP. It's just a way to stall out, so you can assemble a late game win con. This card doesn't see play in a lot of decks because it doesn't generate you any board advantage and doesn't help chip damage on your opponent. Lastly, in silver, we have 2 Mighty Dwarves, which I wouldn't recommend you play in any Forest deck. Moving on to gold cards. So this is where the deck really shines, I think. It comes with 5 playable gold cards, which I'll be going over soon. So if you're looking to pick up this deck, it'd be mainly for these gold cards. First up, we have Selwyn's Command, another flexible card that helps out your roach strategy because it allows you to use storm damage on your opponent to chip them out, helps you finish them off later. Also is flexible with its enhance ability to get a Selwyn and help you stall out for your roach combo. Next up we have Tina, a neutral gold card. She's currently seeing a lot of play because of the strength of neutral. Her ability to do 5 damage on evolve to neutral allows you to kill Alice and other large neutrals, while also removing another thing on board with the evolve Next we have another strong enhanced card, Jungle Warden. You can play him on 5 just to help you stall out, to assemble your combo for the win, or in late game to help push the final damage you need onto the opponent, while also protecting your face. Next we have Mahis, another card that helps you stall out, while also being a board clear. If you have a card like Elvis Princess Mage, which generates 2 fairies that are free, you can use that to combo with Mahis ability to clear the board, and his ward helps you stall out. The 2 damage from him is not that great right now, since the neutral package generates a lot of creatures with 3 health, so you won't be using it as a board clear in the current meta game. But overall, I believe he's a solid card that might see play later. Lastly, we have Crystalia Aaron, probably the best gold you're going to get out of this pack. Another really strong enhanced card. This is probably the strongest enhanced card that you'll get from this deck. Her ward, healing, and her enhanced 8, which gets you another play point, allows you to have board control and stall out again for your Roach combo, the main way that Forest is going to win. Or with Wolf Bolt, whatever combo you're going to use to finish the game. Moving on to the legendaries, we have Elf Queen. Again, another good stall card, healing you almost a full most of the time. Since you generate a lot of shadows early game with your removal cheap creatures that will be traded off, you'll see that some decks run 1 or 2 copies of this card. So a solid legendary to pick up. Lastly, we have the animated legendary of the deck, Deepwood Anomaly. So I'm going to go over its utility first, and then I'll go over my opinion of the alternate art. This card hasn't seen play in a competitive or even semi-competitive deck yet. Its ability is obviously very strong, allows you to win the game in 1 hit, but it's expensive and has no protection by itself. So a lot of the time it's just going to die, or you're going to die because you lost a lot of tempo by playing this big 8-drop that does nothing the turn it comes down. Maybe in the future we'll see a combo with this card that allows you to win on the turn you play it. Maybe it gains like Storm or something, or there'll be better ways to protect it from removal. But for now, this is a legendary that you probably don't want in your collection. And just like for the art, in my opinion, you'll see the other alternate arts later, but I'm not a big fan of this alternate art. I think if they're going to do an alternate art for this pre-built, they should have picked Elf Queen. I don't know why they decided to do this one. It, in my opinion, wasn't the best choice. Overall, I'll give this deck, I think, a C+. It's got a low grade because it has 1 legendary, the main legendary, the animated legendary, that you probably don't want to play. The gold cards, you're probably only going to be playing Aaron and Tina at the moment in competitive. In the current decks for Forest, you don't play Elf Queen, but she is definitely a strong card in the Roach combo deck. Also, Selwyn's Command is decent in that deck. There's only a few playable, only a few silvers that you'll see in competitive play, Lily and Fina, but the other silvers are okay. Overall, the deck is not horrible, but you'd probably be able to spend your money better on a different pre-built. To only get this deck, if you really want that Deepwood Anomaly alternate art, and you really just want to play Forest. So if you really want to play Forest, you're a new player, you want to spend a little bit of money, it's not a terrible pickup, but I'd say there's better options. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for the other pre-builts, and leave a comment. What do you think about this pre-built? Is there something I missed? Do you think you'd give this a better grade, a worse grade? What do you think about the Deepwood Anomaly alternate art? Thanks for watching.